This guy is unbelievable. Haliburton's historic name for continuous rise to greatness. Knicks vs. Pacers. Tyrese Haliburton's flawless Game 4 showed exactly how much he means to Indiana. This guy is unbelievable. Rick Carlisle walked into his press conference after Game 4 understanding that he was going to be asked about the masterpiece that his virtuoso point guard had just unleashed upon the Knicks. A 32-point, 12-rebound, 15-assist, 0-turnover triple-double to propel his Pacers to a 130-121 win, and to within one win of the franchise's first NBA Finals appearance in 25 years. But that didn't mean Indiana's head coach had to like it. "I know Ty did some historic stat stuff tonight, and that's great," Carlisle said after Game 4. "But it's tough talking stats when it's such a team thing right now." "Heard, coach. So, here are some stats you might like better." In the course of an 11-plus minute podium session with reporters, an interview that spanned nearly 2,000 words, the primary topic of which was playing the game of his life to get his team within one win of a chance to play for an NBA championship, Haliburton used the word "we" 28 times, the word "are" 5 times, the phrase "as a group" 6 times, and the phrase "play the right way" 5 times. He said it's about winning twice. "I just want to impact winning once. And how can I impact winning once?" bringing us to 4 discrete instances of emphasizing how much he wants to win. He gave a 52-second, 189-word answer in praise of Bennedict Mathurin, who bounced back from a rough start to the series by exploding for 20 points in 13 minutes off the bench, helping Indiana expand its lead with his physical drives to the basket and the free throws they generated. He almost said that it was more exciting to see Triple H in Gainbridge Fieldhouse than it was to see his dad back in the building, but he stopped short. Chalk up another possession successfully concluded without an unforced error. "Look, Tyrese is a great player, and people realize that," Carlisle said. "He happens to do some very impressive statistical things. But he's well aware that all of this far transcends statistics." Haliburton left Game 3 with a bad taste in his mouth, frustrated by Indiana scoring just 42 points in the second half and leaving the door open for New York to pull off a daring comeback. Unhappy with the finish, where he felt the team he's responsible for leading was on the back foot rather than pressing the action. "They've got some guys who just make some hellacious shots, you know, and Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson did that last game, and I felt like those were kind of like taking the air out of us," Haliburton said. "We were kind of sighing after every one, walking the ball up. Today, we were just trying to keep focused on, who cares? You know, let's get the ball in and let's run, go right back at them. They're gonna make shots. Let's just keep going." Haliburton hit the gas off the jump, repeatedly attacking Towns and Brunson in the pick and roll and generating great looks. He rebounded misses and mashed the pedal to the floor, creating 3 open three-point attempts in the first 3 minutes of the game before stepping into his first, an almost unfathomably open step back after the Knicks miscommunicated assignments on a switch in transition, and drilling it to put Indiana up 16-9. A sterling start that put Game 3's ugly finish behind them. The Pacers scored 42 points in the second half on Sunday. They scored 43 points in the first quarter on Tuesday. They were off to the races, with Haliburton, as always, setting the pace. "I felt like I'd let the team down in Game 3. Felt like I could have been so much better," he said. "So I felt like I responded the right way today." "Yeah, you could say that. I just thought he was free out there," said Pacers forward Pascal Siakam, who scored 30 points on 11-4, 21 shooting with 5 rebounds. "Just playing with pace, just not slowing down whatsoever, just being in attack mode the whole game. And for him, what makes him special as attack mode is not just scoring, it's getting us in position, bringing the pace, playing the way that we want to play, and then also him just being in control of the game. He was the leader tonight," Carlisle said. "It's a role that Haliburton has steadily grown into since landing in Indianapolis back in February of 2022 in a blockbuster trade that, with all due respect to Domantas Sabonis, an excellent player, looked like a steal at the time and now feels like outright larceny. Step by step, brick by brick, Haliburton has been the foreman overseeing the construction project in Indiana, an overhaul and overarching approach, a revolution in RPMs. Unbelievable," said Pacers forward Aaron Nesmith, who gutted through a sprained right ankle to play 33 minutes of physical defense on Brunson while also chipping in 16 points on 5-4-9 shooting. "He's a special player. He does what we ask of him, what we need him to do every night, and I think he almost had a triple-double at halftime. This guy is unbelievable. The most unbelievable part, really, is the turnovers, or rather their absence. Haliburton now has a 44-6 assisted turnover ratio in 153 minutes in these Eastern Conference Finals, almost all of which has been spent with him fending off physical defenders in his face, playing as fast as he possibly can, and slinging the ball all the hell over the court. He was really throwing the ball ahead tonight, too, which was really important for us, Carlisle said. And to not have any turnovers in any of those situations, too, is pretty remarkable. But this has become his thing. And there will be a new statistical category, perhaps named after him, somewhere down the line. Him and Chris Paul, these guys, there aren't a lot of guys. I know, John Stockton didn't turn it over much back when he played. There are others. LeBron James doesn't turn it over very much. And you can go right down the line. Some of the all-time greats. I know he takes great pride in it, and that's a motivating factor. Haliburton confirmed that. I'd rather do really anything else on the basketball court than turn the ball over. Go back a second, though, and look at those names. Paul, Stockton, James. These are some of the absolute greatest playmakers in the history of the sport. Maybe it feels a little early for all that. With one more win and a finals berth, though, and let's face it, likely an Eastern Conference Final MVP trophy, Haliburton would take a big step toward earning a spot in such august company, even if the way he gets there looks a little bit different from those all-time table setters. I think my game is a little unorthodox, Haliburton said. I jump to pass probably more than anybody in the NBA. But I work on that stuff. That's how I've worked my whole life to play the game. So I take pride in taking care of the ball. I feel like the more we take care of the ball as a team, the more opportunities we get to shoot the ball. The more shots we get in the game, the better opportunity we have to win. Just so long as he doesn't forget to look for his own shot sometimes, too. He's amazing. Like, when he's playing that way, and just the pace and getting us in position, and then also being aggressive, just finding that balance of doing both. Like, yeah, we know he's a pass-first kind of guy, but he also was able to give us big buckets when we really needed them, Siakam said. I just love the way he played tonight, his energy on both ends of the floor. And also you don't turn the ball over. That's amazing. Combine that with stepped-up effort on the defensive end. 12 defensive boards, 4 steals, and you've got a performance for the ages. After one of those steals, when he pounced on Brunson to force a turnover in the third quarter, Haliburton popped up and high-fived Pacer alum and former teammate George Hill, who was seated in the front row.
That was way too easy to get to the rim.
What aggression. Timeout Indiana with terrific defense.
Wow, that was way too easy to get to the rim.
What aggression. Timeout Indiana with terrific defense.
Yeah, this is a great read by Haliburton here. He sees Brunson going, he just follows him.
That moment meant a lot to Haliburton. I see G. Hill as kind of like one of my vets, Haliburton said after the game. He was here with me for a little bit, and we do have constant conversation to this day. But you see Lance Stevenson in the building, Steven Jackson was here the other day, Al Harrington, Roy Hibbert, Danny Granger, Reggie Miller. I mean, all these guys are guys I've grown up watching. Yeah, and he's doing this within the system. There isn't a lot of freelance stuff where they're just outside-the-box gambles, Carlisle said. He's doing it within the system, and that's real growth. Everywhere you look in Indiana, there's growth. Nesmith's evolution as a shooter, Mathurin's bounce-back maturity, Andrew Nembhard's developing two-way work, and on and on. These Pacers are smack in the middle of the pack in terms of average roster age among NBA teams. There's plenty of young guys, still with a ton of runway to get better, Haliburton included. The deeper the play, the bigger the games get, and the more they learn. One thing they're learning, When you get an opportunity as good as the one that's in front of him right now, you have to seize it with both hands. And when you do, it's awful nice to have a point guard who'd rather do anything than cough it up. He runs our team, Siakam said. When he brings the ball up, the pace he brings it with, just the way he plays, yeah, it makes our team go. For me, I just enjoy being a part of it, playing with him, just knowing that he cares about putting us all into the position to be successful. That's what makes him special. Look, he's had a lot of things happen this year, Carlisle said. You know, the year's been filled with ups and downs. He's remained remarkably resilient and steadfast in his belief in what we're doing and who he is. We just need him to continue to lead us. That mantle of leadership, passed down from those Pacer greats in the building for Game 4, rests with Haliburton. He knows the franchise will go as far as he can take it. He also understands, like all the great point guards do, that you can go a hell of a lot farther together than you can alone. When I got traded to the Pacers, or just being a basketball fan, you think of all the guys that come before you, Haliburton said. And they've tried to help put this organization in a better place than they found it. And that's what I'm trying to do as well.
Speak of the devil, is at the podium.
Good? Okay. All right. Ty, you obviously talked in here the other night that, you were expecting to watch the film and see that there was going to be a lot of ways you could push the pace. Certainly seemed like you did that right out of the gate today. Just what did you kind of see in terms of opportunities that were going to be there, and what did you like about how you guys were able to create pace and get running and get started?
Yeah, I felt like in the fourth quarter last game we were a little bit more reactive than proactive. You know, they got some guys who can just make some hellacious shots, and Cat and JB did that last game, and I felt like those were kind of like, taking the air out of us. We were, kind of sighing after everyone and walking the ball up. Today, we were just trying to keep focused on who cares, let's get it in and let's run, go right back at them. They're going to make shots. Let's just keep going. So I thought we did a great job of just playing our way, the whole game, keeping pace in the game and just playing pacer basketball. So I thought we responded really well, which we've proven that we do after tough losses really all year, and especially in these playoffs. So really proud of our effort as a group, and I got to watch this film, see where we can get better. I think there's still ways for us to get better. Again, they made some hellacious shots again today. OG made a big sidestep there on that left wing. Mikal made some big shots. Like, when you play these guys, the game ain't over till it hits zero. So thought we did a great job staying with it, and we should watch film, see where we can get better, and get ready for Game 5.
So obviously Rick was just saying he doesn't want to talk too much about individual statistics, but 32, 15, 12, 4 steals and 0 turnovers. I mean, what makes you guys proud of just the completeness, I guess, of that game? What stands out to you about how you were able to put it all together on both ends?
Yeah, I was just trying to be aggressive, man. Just trying to play my best. I felt like I let the team down in Game 3. Felt like I could have been so much better. So I felt like I responded the right way today. Just trying to be aggressive, take what the defense gives me. I felt like I was a little jittery, playing too fast. So just trying to calm myself down, especially in the half court and isolations and stuff. Trying to, just settle down, and then just trying to find guys and just play the right way. Coach is always on me to rebound. Everybody's on me to rebound. So just trying to step up there, be the best I could. And, everybody's, boxing their guy out, especially Mitch Robinson, Josh Hart. I got so many guys who just crash the glass like crazy, sorry. And I'm just trying to come in and clean it up. And I thought I did a decent job at that. But, still a lot of ways for me to get better and us to get better as a group. So none of that's possible without, full team effort.
About one guy, Ben Mathurin, obviously comes up with 20.
Yeah.
Making a lot of the shots it seems like you guys want him to make, making the passes you want him to make as well. Just what did you like about his overall approach, how he kind of got past a couple tough games to start this series, and basically gave you the kind of offensive performance you guys wanted from him? Yeah,
I think he settled in. I think obviously this has been, he hasn't probably played the way he wants to this series, and we knew it would just take him to see one go in. And he made the mid-range jumper right right as soon as he got in the game for me there in the first quarter. Then had a kill cut, made a reverse layup. Just had to see the ball go in, and obviously he's a guy that we've preached. We really missed last year in the playoffs, that spark off the bench. And a guy like that comes in, gets 11 free throws, really aggressive for us, especially, in his minutes, just playing the best to his ability. And I think, coming in today, we didn't know what was going to be needed from him with Aaron's status. And I thought he did a great job of just responding, playing a great overall game. And, really proud of him tonight. And, we just got to keep it going.
Ty, if you could remove the numbers from it, where did that feel among the best games you've ever played, and what did it mean to do that with your dad back in the building?
Yeah, I mean, I'll look at that later and reflect on that at a different time. But I think for me, it's just about winning. I think I just want to be able to prove that I can respond when my back's against the wall, when our team's back is against the wall. And this is a big win for us because if we go back down there 2-2, it's probably a little different momentum-wise. So I felt like we responded the right way. I'm just really proud of our effort as a group, just trying to play the right way. And I felt like we did that for 48 minutes, and that's why we came away with the win. And, you can feel good about it for the night, but then you got to be ready to go for Game 5 because, their backs are against the wall. They're going to play as desperate as they can, as they should. They're going to come out and throw a punch and throw more punches, and we just got to be able to respond to those. So I'm really proud of our effort, and got to be ready to go next game.
Ty, according to some of the research people are doing, the most assists ever in a finals game, conference finals, without a turnover, and also the most combination points, rebounds, assists, steals with no turnovers in a game ever. Ever. What is that? Did you know that? And what is that like to do that?
I mean, no, I didn't know that. I feel like we making up stats at some point. To make me look better, but I think I'm just trying to play the right way, man. I just want to impact winning. Told you guys that for the last 2 years. I think after my third year and getting the big contract and now having to step into a new role, I think for me it was about how can I impact winning, and I'm just trying to do that to the best of my ability. We're building something special here. We're having a lot of fun with what we're doing, and I feel like I'm at the forefront of that along with a lot of these guys. So I'm just trying to play the right way and play the best of my ability. That's what it's about, and I feel like I did a good job today. But man, I feel like there's so many different opportunities for me to get better and for us as a group to get better and play better. So we'll take what we can from this game and just be ready to go for Game 5.
Okay. Hey, Tyrese. I know you said to TNT that having your dad back in the building had something to do with the big game tonight, but you guys blew through Cleveland, and then you're having a great series this one. I'm wondering if what went on with him, if that was tough for you, and just if there were some emotions about having him back in here tonight.
Emotions, no. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you guys here. Like, my dad is just fine. Like, he lives just fine. He's at the house watching the game in a beautiful home, or he's finds his way in some sports bar with a bunch of Pacer fans. My dad is doing just fine. I think there was obviously a lot of commentary around him, especially right after, which I think some was warranted. Some went a little too far, but I mean, that's just sports. That's just sports, and that's just talking heads. What can you really do? But I don't think there's really any emotion to it. I just wanted to put on a good performance. I wanted to win the game. Obviously my dad being here is special. But I mean, growing up, like, my dad was reffing a lot on the weekends, so he didn't get to come to many of my games growing up. So when he would come to my game, I wanted to play well. So with him being in the building, of course I wanted to play well. But I mean, I know we're saying free Pops and Pops is free, but he was not in jail. He happened to be in a very beautiful home, sitting very pretty watching NBA basketball. He's just fine. So, I was happy he was in the building. Obviously, Triple H was in the building. That might have been a little, I ain't gonna say it was more special, but Triple H being in the building was pretty fire too. And just obviously the excitement in the city, seeing all the former players coming out. G. Hill, who played with me for a little bit. Danny Granger, he said it's like his first time back in Indy. That's special. That's special for me. J.O. in the building. Obviously, Reggie on commentary. It's special. And when you're winning, you can get people out the house to come watch you and support you, So that's really exciting. And it's an exciting time to be a Pacer fan and be a Pacer alumni. And we're just trying to, keep playing the right way and, playing the right way for our fans. I like the hat too, Joe. The hat's nice, man. Yeah, it's a nice hat.
Ty.
Nice.
Ty, you mentioned having some of the Pacer alum coming to the game. You had a steal, I believe, like the third quarter. You get up, you dap George Hill.
Yeah.
What does it mean to kind of be like that tether between what was old and what's now? Yeah,
I think I see G. Hill as kind of like one of my vets. He was here with me for a little bit, and we do have constant conversation to this day. But you see Lance in the building. Steven Jackson was here the other day, Al Harrington, Roy Hibbert. DG, Reggie. I mean, all these guys are guys who, I've grown up watching, and so, when I got traded to the Pacers, or just being a basketball fan, you think about all the guys who come before you, and they've, tried to help put this organization in a better place, and they found it, and that's what I'm trying to do as well. And I know that might be cliche or might be weird because it's professional sports, it's professional sports. It's not college where, it's the NBA, it's a business, right? But I do think the alumni being here is really special. I think that's really cool to see throughout our league. You see it there in New York as well with all their guys. So it's really cool because I think it's just basketball fans and just fans of the game. You want to see those guys come back, and it means a lot that we were able as a group to get DG out the house. I got to meet his kids. Jo was in the building. Just many guys who have come before me, and to get to put on that performance in front of them is special. And I think when you're winning, everybody wants to come out the house and be a part of it. So it's very special, and it's a lot of fun for me.
To the no turnovers again, and obviously you've been a low turnover player. And Rick said you kind of just take pride in that. Just how much pride do you take in that, and just kind of when you operate with the ball as fast as you guys are playing, what does it take for you to not turn the ball over ever, really? Yeah,
just trying to make the right play, man. I think my game is a little unorthodox. I jump to pass probably more than anybody in the NBA, but I work on that stuff. That's how I've worked my whole life to play the game. So I take pride and take care of the ball. I feel like the more we take care of the ball as a team, the more opportunities we get to shoot the ball. I feel like the more shots we get in a game, the better opportunity we have to win. So I take pride in that. I'd rather do really anything else on a basketball court than turn the ball over. But there's some games that are good. There's some games that are bad. But I'm just trying to play the right way. And in a time like right now, I don't have time to second guess my game or anything. All that's out the window. It's about winning. And I feel like if I can take care of the ball, I put us in the best situation to win. And I feel like I did a good job of that today. But still, I feel like there's a lot of room for me to improve on my performance tonight. Really, us as a group, we feel like we played well. Got a big win, but we know there's a lot for us to get better at. And so we got to be ready to go Game 5. They're going to come out, a lot of energy. Energy in the building is going to be a lot of fun, and we got to be ready to go.